I leave the pet hut with Pie in my arms, knowing he'll never see this place again. I shuffle my feet so that my journey from the door to the car is exactly 29 stops. I need the luck of a prime number. I slip into the back seat. Pie runs from window to window, almost happy. He doesn't get it. He lives in the moment, like all dogs do. Nana gets in the car, she turns the key, and the engine purrs. It's the only sound. She doesn't speak until we get on the road. How'd you get to the shelter? I walked. Nana takes a deep breath. For a smart girl, sometimes you make dumb choices. Sorry. I think it's time you tell me what's going on, Nana says. I may not have a solution for you, especially if it has to do with math, but you'll feel better if you share your problems. I promise. The miscalculation has nothing to do with math. We stop on a dead-end road for Pie to do his business, and I tell Nana about the birthday party and about math class. She listens quietly. She doesn't even joke. I watch Pie gnaw on a stick. I don't want to go back to East Hamlin, ever. I get that, she says. I could go to the academy. I squeeze the leash tighter in my hand. Maybe, but that's not until January. It seems forever away. Anything beyond tomorrow feels like the next decade. I'm being selfish. I should be thinking about Pie, only Pie, not stupid Wendy. I don't get why Wendy would tell everyone. She screwed up. Don't offend her. I pick up Pie and carry him back to the car. I don't want to hear Nana take Wendy's side. Nana gets in and starts the car. She doesn't say anything else about Wendy, but I'm ready with comebacks if she does. Wendy knew what she was doing. Wendy can't be trusted. Wendy never really was my friend. Wendy's a jerk. When we pull into the parking lot, Nana throws me an old blanket she keeps in the car for emergencies. We'll have to sneak him in, she says. Wrap him up, and he better not bark. He won't, I promise. I stare at Pie, begging him to agree with Nana's rules. I carry the wriggling blanket to the front door of our building. I'm trying so hard to act normal that I don't notice Wendy until she's a few feet away. Hi, she says, sitting on the steps. Her eyes are puffy, and she's pulled the hood of her sweatshirt over her head like she's hiding. I walk past her and don't say anything. Nana unlocks the door, and I go inside first. Come on in, Wendy, Nana says, not considering what I want. Tap my toe 3 times before letting Pie jump free from the blanket and onto our living room floor. His nose goes to the ground as he sniffs his new temporary home. Are you adopting him? Wendy asks, sounding hopeful. She helps herself to hand sanitizer. No, he's only here for the night, Nana says. Where's he going tomorrow? That's my problem, I snap. Why are you here? She was definitely not invited. Nana gives me a hard look, but then leaves the room. She makes an excuse about needing a shower and warns me again to keep the dog quiet. I don't want you to be mad at me, Wendy says. She plays with the charm bracelet on her left wrist. Fine, I'm not mad at you. I lie. Wendy looks up at me. She knows I'm lying too. Yeah, you are. And I'm sorry. She says the last part really fast. Okay. You know what you said in math class? Wendy asks. How I used to matter? Yeah. I mattered to you, and I messed that up. And I don't know why I did what I did. She squeezes her eyes closed and takes a breath. You have to believe me that I didn't mean to hurt you and tell your secret. I wasn't thinking. Maybe it was all the candy, a sugar overload. Your stupid excuse makes my neck burn. I'm so sorry, Wendy continues. I'll make it up to you some way. You can't. I should say it'll be okay, but nothing feels okay. I never want to go back to middle school, and that's her fault. There must be something. There's not. You can't make this better. I walk out of the living room and into the kitchen. I fill a bowl with water for Pie and wash my hands, scrubbing from my elbows to my fingertips in the hottest water. Pie spills more than he drinks. Wendy leans against the doorway. Her arms are folded across her chest. Can you please yell at me? Yell and scream and maybe throw something, but something soft, and then we can make up, okay? I don't want to. Yes, you do. She steps in front of me and grabs my shoulders. Just do it. No, I knock her away. Then, do you forgive me? She asks. Fine, I forgive you. So we're friends again? No. She takes a step closer. But if you promised! You were my best friend and you promised not to tell anyone. You just couldn't shut up for once. Wendy jerks back and her mouth falls open. Pie scrambles between us. You try to get the other girls to like you by making fun of me, like I'm a joke. Look at the freak. I wasn't making fun of you. Is that what you think? I was there. I know what you said. I clenched my fists, and my nails bite into my skin personification. It doesn't matter why. You broke a promise. Don't you get that? I stomp across the kitchen. I open a cabinet and slam it closed, and I open another. Lucy, it does matter why. Her voice is soft. Whatever. Pull out a bag of Twizzlers. I don't give any to Pie or Wendy, even though both of them look at me with sad puppy eyes. You're my best friend. I wanted them to like you, but all they ever get to see is your weird habits. The sitting over and over, the cleaning. I think your math tricks are totally cool. If I was a genius, I'd want everyone to know. So you broke a promise because... Geez, I know I broke a promise, and I said I'm sorry. So sorry. Her shoulders fall like she's exhausted, and she takes a seat on a kitchen chair. I wanted them to be my friends and your friends. For a second, I almost believe her, but then I remember lying on the cot and hearing all the girls laugh. Why are we friends? She looks up. What? I don't understand. You've been nice to me since day one on the bus, which makes no sense at all, especially when I kept a secret from you for weeks. It was 65 days to be exact. Why would you want to be friends with me? She shrugs. I don't know. So you're a good person? She says it like a question, and I groan. What's wrong with being a good person? She asks. You never complain about my love of musicals or my causes. You don't try to change people. It's like you're only trying to understand people. I roll my eyes. You'll never understand people. In algebra, you can solve an equation when you have one unknown variable. People are equations with dozens of variables, basically unsolvable. You're different, Lucy. Wendy continues. Yeah, I'm a freak genius, I mumble. That's not what I mean. Other kids care about clothes or what YouTube channels I watch. You only care that I use hand sanitizer. A lot of hand sanitizer. I think I may be developing a rash from overuse. I almost laughed, but stopped myself by biting into a Twizzler. I guess you accept me for being me. She throws her head back. Ugh, I sound like a guidance counselor. You really do. So, as a guidance counselor, I have to ask, is there really no way for us to be friends again? She bites her bottom lip. I take a seat at the kitchen table. 3 times, of course. And I hand her a Twizzler. A smile spreads across her face. I wait for her to say something, but for the first time, Wendy Sitton is quiet. I give her another Twizzler, even though she hasn't eaten the first, and Pie puts a paw on my thigh. He wants one too. I know dogs shouldn't have candy, but this is like his last meal. Tomorrow, he's going to animal control, I explain. Tomorrow, he's going to be... No, we can't let that happen. We're going to fix this. Oh. She pulls out her phone. I might not have a lot of good friends, but I have a lot of contacts. She starts dialing. Levi's is the first number she calls. He's knocking on the front door 30 minutes later. Looks like we're having a party, Nana says when she lets him in. I'll make popcorn. Levi greets Pie with a tummy rub and some embarrassing kissing noises. I clear my throat and Levi looks up. Thanks for helping me out earlier. I want to say more. No one else would have done that for me. Whatever, it wasn't a big deal. And maybe you're right. He wrinkles his forehead. About what? Yesterday, you said I wasn't the first freak to feel out of place at school. Oh, yeah. I play with my lightning bolt necklace. Do you really think this will blow over in 5 minutes? Maybe. But now people will probably call you Lightning Girl instead of Cleaning Lady, which is actually cooler, isn't it? Definitely. Pie, not happy about the lack of attention, jumps up on me. Pie's right. Now is not the time to worry about my own drama. Can you update the blog post? I ask Levi. I hate writing. He pauses. But sure. Wendy keeps calling every number stored in her iPhone. Nana joins in too, contacting her bowling league pals and her coworkers. I try Uncle Paul. I've got the perfect dog for you, I say when he answers the phone. What? I have a dog for you to adopt. He's cute and smart and... loose. I can't have a dog. I know it's a long shot. Do you know anyone who does want a dog? All my friends live in the barracks. Not ideal for a pet. Remember, Uncle Paul is in the military, so your barracks are a large dormitory basically for all the military men and women to live on the military base. Levi reposts the website with a new heading. This dog's on death row. I stare at the computer, waiting for a miracle. Every minute that ticks off the clock feels like a belt tightening around my gut. No one wants to adopt Pi. A friend of Nana offers to call her daughter in Virginia to see if she's ready for a pet. She just moved into a big house over the summer. But that lead goes nowhere. It's after 10 when Nana drives Levi and Wendy home. They each say a final goodbye to Pi before leaving, but I can't watch. I pretend to be busy in the kitchen. I'll ask my mom to repost Pi's picture and information, Levi says as he stands in the front doorway. We'll find him a home. Thanks. I don't get my hopes up. Levi's mom has posted about Pi before. I stay home with Pi while Nana drops them off. We go to my bedroom. Pi waits for me to sit before jumping into my lap. I click through websites, hoping to find a last-minute solution. Maybe I should let you go, I tell Pi. You could survive in the wild, eating out of trash cans and wandering the streets. Then I think of the cat on the side of the highway. Like always, I end up on MathWiz. Remember the tutoring website? I send a quick apology to Numberlicious, but he or she still has me blocked. So I go to a forum for math homework help. I answer question after question from elementary school math to calculus. Pi rests his head on my right forearm, making it hard to move the mouse. I keep working even after Nana's home. Usually, solving the problems listed as difficult makes me feel better. Tonight, it's no help. Suddenly, a chat pops up on my screen. Squared 314. You're working late. Bad day. Sorry. Not all problems are solvable. Squarehead 314. True. Squarehead 314. Sometimes solutions take time. Lightning Girl, I'm out of time. Sometimes solutions take a team. I have a team. I have a great team. Squared 314. Let me know if I can help. You never ask for help. Thanks. Good night. I've been coming to this website for over 4 years, almost daily, and I've never once asked for help. There are some smart people here, but I'm a genius. Geniuses don't ask normal people for help. I rub Pi's back. I'm sorry, I whisper. He tilts his head. There's nothing I can do. This site isn't for selling old furniture or finding a plumber. I'd probably be banned for life if I wrote about Pi. I remember one guy last year asked people to sign a petition about coal ash being dumped in a river. This guy was booted within an hour. My math friends can't help me. Pi stretches and then puts his head down. He doesn't look comfortable, awkwardly sprawled across my lap and chair. But he does look happy. Fine, I'll ask for help. I click on the logic problem forum and start typing in all caps. Help, I have an unsolvable problem. 57 days ago, I met a dog named Pi. Yes, Pi is in 3.14159. I don't like dogs or puppies, but this fluffy beagle mix is different, special, and not just because of his cool name. He knows how to make a person feel needed. He doesn't care if you're smart or popular. He has no concern for personal space. Maybe most dogs are this way. Tomorrow, he'll be turned into the Hamlin County Animal Control. He has cancer and is considered unadoptable. You can guess his fate. Mathematically speaking, it doesn't make sense to adopt this dog. His life expectancy is less than a year, exact number of days unknown. His medical bills will be high, currently incalculable, but probably hundreds of dollars. But if you care for him, pet him, hug him, and let him lie in your lap, Pi will love you back, and that can't be measured either. Sometimes numbers aren't all that matters. Please help this unsolvable problem. If you can adopt Pi, please call Animal Control at 8 a.m. If not, let others know. Please, please, please help. Help Pi find a home, and I'll do your math homework for the rest of your life. I give the number for the Animal Control, and I change my profile picture from a Fibonacci spiral to a selfie of me and Pi. A reply dings a second later. JJLM, you can't post that here. Lightning Girl, sorry, it's an emergency. JJLM, there are rules. We can't put our personal problems up here. Numberlicious says, leave her alone. 2 plus 2. Where's Hamlin? Lightning Girl, North Carolina. 2 plus 2. Crap, I'm in Canada. Math master, sad face. The next few hours go like this. Some people complain I'm abusing the system. Some say they live too far to help. Some offer to send money, but none of these are solutions. 2:30 a.m., I'm too tired to type anymore. I crawl into my bed in my clothes. Pi follows me. Do not lie on my pillow, I warn. We curl up together and don't move until Nana nudges me awake in the morning. Chapter 39. Nana sits on the edge of my bed, rubbing my back. For a split second, I forget that I'm sharing my sleeping space with a dog. I'm reminded by a wet nose on my cheek. Time to get up, she says. Have you changed your mind about keeping Pi? I'm sorry. She stands and walks to the doorway. Get ready. We need to leave in 15 minutes. As soon as Nana closes the door, I check the math website and the Pet Hut blog. With each click, my hope slips away. Personification. It hurts to hold my head up, and my stomach is tight, so this is what it feels like to fail. I use the bathroom. Pi follows me. I get dressed. Pi stands at my feet. I have frozen waffles. I have a frozen waffle. Pi gets one too. Hurry up. He probably needs to do his business, Nana says. She hands me my lunch. With all my school stuff packed up, I grab Pi and try to hide him under my coat. We rush to the car. No one notices. Nana drives me to the same dead-end Pi used as a bathroom yesterday. Take your time, I tell Pi. All the time in the world. I wait for Pi to do number 1 and number 2. You gotta pick that up, Nana yells from the car. She holds out a plastic Walmart bag. I can't. You have to. It's the law. She rolls the window up. I'm tempted to yell, he's not my dog. That seems cruel, especially in front of Pi. While holding my breath, I pick up the warm pile. I tie the bag and hold it away from me. I lean in the car. What do I do with it? Nana's face wrinkles with disgust, but she also looks ready to laugh. Throw it in the trunk for now, but we better not forget about it or we'll be sorry next time we load up the groceries. Trust me, I'm never going to forget this. The trunk pops open and I drop the bomb inside. When I get into the car, I use globs of hand sanitizer. Nana's laughing now. I can't believe what I just witnessed. Never in a million years. Remember, Lucy was really grown from the beginning of the year. Must be a sign, I say, meeting her eyes in the rearview mirror. A sign we should keep him? She's not laughing anymore. I'm sorry. We can't. Pi lays down on the seat next to me and puts his head on my leg. There's no other dog I would do this for. He seems to know what I'm thinking. Without permission, my eyes fill with tears, and I have nothing sanitary to wipe them with. I wish for a major traffic jam to stop our trip. We're not that lucky. The animal control building comes into view on the right. I look down like I can't prevent this from happening if I keep it out of sight. The car turns 2 times and stops. Nana cuts the engine. Pi squirms into my lap. He's shaking, and not in a tail-wagging, happy way. I'm not ready. They're not open. Can we wait a few minutes? My mouth shouts every thought that's flooding my brain. I can't do this. Please, maybe there's somewhere else. Please don't. They're going to kill him. Bruce, there's nothing we can do, Nana whispers. I'm sorry. My head is buried in Pi's fur, and Nana lets me cry, and I hear her get out of the car, and then I hear my door open. Her hand is on my shoulders. I wish for the digits of Pi to sweep in, but all I feel is a trembling dog who will soon be gone. Lucy. The voice behind me is not honest. I look up at Wendy. She's the one touching my shoulders. Her eyes are red, and her cheeks are spotty. Levi's sitting behind her. What's going on? We didn't think you should do this alone. Wendy takes Pi from my lap. Thanks. Levi pats Pi under his chin. Pi closes his eyes and stretches his neck. I know that he feels safe with us, and we are about to betray him. Take 5 minutes to say goodbye, Miss Sitton says. We need to get you to school. Okay, Wendy says without argument. There's a peeling bench in front of the building. Feeling weak, I take a seat, doing my usual routine. Pi squirms free from Wendy, who runs and dives in my lap. All the air rushes from my lungs. Whoa! Normally, I'd be jealous that he likes you more than me, but, Wendy says, it's kind of a compliment because I picked you as a best friend and Pi picked you as a best friend. He has good taste. Levi groans and focuses his camera on Pi and me, but I won't need pictures to remember Pi. Wendy steps closer. Her voice is soft. I'm gonna miss you, cutie pie. She blows him a kiss. Levi scratches Pie's chin one more time. Bye, bud. You don't deserve. His voice quits on him. Pie's tail beats against my leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. His big, stupid eyes watch me. I look away to Levi and then to Wendy. I don't know how to say goodbye. My throat has never been so dry and tight. Pie whines softly as I cry. Another car pulls into the lot, and the tires crunch the gravel. Every second seems to be shooting by at top speed. Time won't stop. It's only getting faster. Is that Mr. Stoker? Levi asks. I look up and see our math teacher getting out of an SUV. Mr. Stoker, what are you doing here? And he asks, shouldn't you be in school? I came to see about a dog. A second ago, my chest hurt like I was being crushed by a boulder, and now it's flooding with hope. But I'm not ready to believe it. What are you talking about? I ask. He smiles and puts his hands in his pocket. He rocks back and forth. Last night, I read on one of my favorite websites a moving post about a dog that needs a home. Pi has been up for 13 days, I remind him. Yeah, the pictures have been up forever, Levi asks. It wasn't on the pet hut page. Mr. Stoker looks at me. Matthews? Yes, Mr. Stoker says. My username is Scrad314. I have been friends with a math teacher. No, don't laugh. It's Math Master. I'm not really on that much. I recognize the name. I always thought I deserved it. I even considered asking him or her to give it up. I was willing to math duel for it. What's going on? Wendy's head turns from me to our teacher to me again. I ignore her question. It can wait. Mine can't. Are you really going to adopt Pi? I'd like to. Is that okay? Yes! I yell, and Pi flinches. Sorry! I give him a squeeze. My head feels lighter, and I look up to the brilliant blue sky, the color number 4. I've never been so happy to solve the problem. Chapter 40. I'm sitting on the low brick wall outside East Lambeth Middle School waiting for Nana. It's the last day of school before winter break, and we're headed to the airport to pick up Uncle Paul. Nana's thrilled. She was worried that he'd have to work over Christmas, or worse, that he'd be sending it with his girlfriend instead of with us. Guys, you don't have to wait with me, I say to Wendy and Levi. We want to, Wendy says. She really wants to share my bag of gumdrops. Whatever. Levi, who's shivering in his hooded sweatshirt, takes pictures of the bare tree branches. He's adding more nature shots to his photo collection on ArtBoom, but he prefers focus on hidden beauty like rotten pumpkins and stormy skies. Are you sure you can't go tonight? Winnie asks. She wants to go to Pet Hut after school again. We've been there every day this week. The holidays are a busy time for pet adoption. I plugged this new data into my formula. Dogs are being adopted 11% faster in December than in any other month. Not tonight. I haven't seen my uncle since October. Leave her alone, Levi says. We'll all be there tomorrow. My butt is numb from sitting on the freezing bricks, but the air gets even colder when Maddie walks by with her mom. I guess everyone is leaving early before the break. Hey, Winnie says, but Maddie doesn't hear her, or pretends not to hear. Weeks ago, I'd apologized to Maddie for blowing up at her in math class. Judging by her silent response and the fact that she got herself transferred to another math class, I think my apology was unaccepted. We're still together for 5 other classes, but we managed to never speak, ever. When her Cougar's Care project was featured in the local news 2 weeks ago, I almost told her congratulations, but I chickened out. Maddie, Jasmine, and Daniela deserved the spotlight. Their Backpacks for Refugees project was a huge success. The reporters said they collected over 100 bags. I wish they knew the exact number. Telling Maddie that she means nothing to me, that she's a 0, was a crappy thing to do. I'd like to think that she forgot about it or doesn't care, but anytime I see her with glassy eyes, I wonder whether I had something to do with it. She has enough pressure without thinking about me and my stupid comments. We all have our problems. Ooh, such a good phrase. Right? Everyone's fighting their own battles. At least Maddie's friends aren't so awful anymore. Jennifer and I were paired up in Spanish class for a project on a Latin American city. We had fun learning about Quito. And even though I'm still in 7th grade math and everyone from the principal to all my classmates knows I'm a savant, it's more or less okay. Mr. Soker gives me extra work and projects. Math is still my favorite class and language arts is still my least favorite. But I did like the unit on poetry. We had to count syllables. I volunteered to read a poem in front of the class. Miss Fleming was very impressed. Nana pulls up and waves. I give Wendy a hug goodbye along with the rest of the gumdrops. See you tomorrow, I say to Levi. Yep. As soon as I open the car door, I see the letter on the front seat. It's from NCASME. Remember the school? I grab it and sit and stand and sit and stand. I haven't even thought about my application for weeks. Just going back to school after my math class incident was more than enough to worry about. For what seemed like forever, every murmur in class and in the hallways was about me. They wanted to leave. Finally, after Thanksgiving, the talk slowed and then stopped. It helped that some students hacked in the school's computer system. They weren't trying to change grades or cheat. They sent prank emails from Dr. Cobb that said things like, East Hamlin was closed due to smallpox outbreak. It was a big whodunit mystery for a whole week. An acquired savant can't compete with hackers. Now, though, I have the letter in my hand, and I don't even know what I wanted to say. Nana smiles like she knows something, but the envelope is still sealed. I turn it over and over in my fingers. Aren't you going to open it? She asks. Yeah. She stares at me, and I keep fiddling. When a car honks behind us, she finally starts to drive away. Lucy, what are you waiting for? I don't know. Even if you're accepted, you don't have to go. You can stay at your middle school. She pats my knee. You know that. Don't you want me to go? I ask. When the time is right. I slide my finger under the flap of the envelope, but stop. How do you know when the time is right? I don't. She laughs. That's so easy to calculate. What I do know is, whenever you leave home, whether it's for the academy or Stanford, you'll leave a Lucy-sized hole in my heart. We won't be able to avoid that. I stare out the window. Nana turns on the radio, and Christmas music fills the car. She's right. Some things aren't easy to calculate. I put the letter in my backpack. Now, what are you thinking about? She asks. You've got a goofy look on your face. Just adding some stuff in my head. You always are, she says with a little laugh. But this time, the math is different. Since starting at East Hamlin, I've climbed the 55 steps in the school 232 times and counted all 950 lockers. I've grown 3/4 of an inch and gained 6 pounds. I've had 77 math classes with one amazing teacher. I've read 2 books in language arts class, or 91,255 words. I've helped save 23 dogs so far and fallen in love with one. I've even made 2 friends. I can add it all up, but the total doesn't begin to tell the story. As it turns out, I am more than just numbers.